complexity, and that's not a bad thing to say. I have a lot of respect for Jason, and I have a lot of respect for Alex Garfield. They work their butts off. They do a great job for esports. I appreciate them completely. And, and I'm wanting to take an invite team who's professional. One thing that something's lost that I've seen since I've come back is a professional team. I mean, not talking about just playing. I'm talking about in everything you do. Not just gaming, but in your chat, in the way you act, through your streams. Do you curse in your matches? Do you go and come to forums and talk crud? That's the things that have been lost in esports over the past 3 to 4 years. And I'm waiting for someone to step up and prove to me that they can actually do that and represent Xemia Sports just like how Jason expects and Alex Garfield expects their teams to act. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not in this business to let my sponsors not get the kind of marketed professionals. They pay us to go hire those guys. They pay me to hire those guys, to go find them. And I'm going to find them. I'm not going to represent them. I'd rather lose a match than have someone win and go and talk crud. And I'm looking for an invite team. And I'm looking to compete at ESCA LAN, and I'm looking to win. I'm looking to go and put down some I don't think I'm going to do salaries for a Counter-Strike Go team, but I definitely will do complete peripherals and, probably travel for ESCA LAN. And I don't know if I'm going to take them overseas quite yet. That's going to be a negotiation that I have with a company coming up soon. But I'll be doing that for invite. I can't talk about the teams that I'm talking to now, but I am talking to one that is absolutely very good with a deep, deep background in Counter-Strike.
Awesome. Now, we do have a question from the chat. I believe this one's from Bishop. Let's see. With the consistent worry of cheating or community interference in professional matches, what would you say is the real incentive into having a Counter-Strike Go team once Xemius launches again versus taking any or all resources you have at your disposal and investing into an LOL or a Dota team?
Here's the kicker that most players don't understand. The business side of esports, sponsors don't care. Sponsors do not care whatsoever if you win or if you lose. The only thing they care about is their product marketed in the correct way. Do you have a heavy stream amount? That's all that they care about. Did you market our product? Did you do it in a professional way? And are you continuing to do it? Sure, you can go represent at ESA LAN. The fact that you're just there wearing the jersey with their name on it and promoting their products is all that they care about. So no, I am not worried at all for Counter-Strike Go. Do I think all the clients out there are terrible? Yes, they are. And there's always going to be a client that will get beat by a cheater. That's the way it is. That's the way PC gaming is always going to be. You cannot get it, and you cannot look around it. That's just the way things are. It's terrible, but that's life.
Definitely. Definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. Now, I don't recall whether or not you may have stated this already, but your all-female team that you were looking at, are you really thinking about just sticking with an all-female team, or do you have other options open for a second team? And if so, what were you really looking for them? Do they have to be an invite team? Do you going to stick with like maybe a main, an IM, or an open?
With the other teams other than the invite division, I'm mainly looking at, are you professional? How do you carry yourself? How do you talk to me? How do you come and interviews like this? How do you carry yourself? How are you going to market my sponsors? Are you going to be able to conduct yourself in a respectable manner? That's what I care about, and that's the only thing I care about. I'd rather pick up somebody who I know who absolutely is not as good as someone else, but I know that will market my product in the exact same way that I market the products. And that is what a business-run organization is all about. Here's an example. Jason Lake has kept FIFA around forever. I don't know if he still has it or not. I haven't talked to him, but he has a guy named Barmoa who was with him since the Championship Gaming Series. Barmoa does a great job of marketing his products for Created. Is he any good anymore? Hardly. But he keeps me around because the way he carries himself. And I appreciate that about Jason. No one knows that side because it's a FIFA game. But that's what I'm looking for. A group of girls, do I care if you win? Kinda, but not really. But I do care is, how are you having fun, for one? That's the main thing. Are you having fun? And number two, what are your goals and your intentions? And three, can you market my products in a respectable, professional way? As for the farm team for the boys, I'm looking maybe possibly an open team, maybe a main team. I don't know yet. I've had offers from a main team. I've had offers from an open team. I may have a group of guys that I think they're from Exemia Sports Counter-Strike Source from 5 years ago. Put a team together and say, hey, let's do this. I'll be like, I don't know how I can help you, but all right, well, let's get Exemia Sports on board. We'd love to represent you and your sponsors. The name speaks for itself for professionalism. That's what I want to see. I don't mind that. And, in the next couple of weeks, we'll open up, applications for those two divisions, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, that's interesting. You mentioned earlier how streaming is a big part of it. And one of my questions is, when you're looking for a new player or a new squad, are you looking at stream numbers? Is it something that you're actively investigating, or?
Extremely. That is the number one priority in any team that I pick up. What are your streaming bases?
So
do you stream?
So
if you don't stream, I don't consider you.
You heard it. That's what I wanted to hear.
We got another question from the chat. Word on the street in COD is that Hype Nation have they contacted you by a chance for Call of Duty?
No. Well, Hype Nation. Currently, Call of Duty, I believe they might have. We're going to see what happens with that. I've been talking to them. They're good guys. Every single conversation that they've had with me has been very professional in the way he carries himself, the leader of that team. And I'm looking to possibly, go that Call of Duty route. With Call of Duty and with MLG and with Xbox 360, I'm not really caring too much whether they win or lose. But the same principle of the matter is how are you endorsing my products? How are you my sponsors' products? How are you carrying yourself? That's the biggest, number one priority. I mean, that's number one uno. I mean, some people ask me, okay, Brad, why do you put on your team application? Do you or any of your players have a felony? I ask that question for one particular reason, is I want to find out what kind of a background you are as a person. Because you are playing for me and my sponsors. And if you are some guy who does not care and you're self-centered and you have gotten in trouble, then that's a liability on me, of my sponsors, and I don't want that. So I make sure that I look for that inside of my applications. And if you have a problem putting that on applications, then I don't think you should be playing for me.
I like it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Professionalism is definitely key, especially when you're working, owning, and operating a team. So what you're saying, though, is that you guys are potentially actually in talks and might be picking up that in the Hype Nation?
We'll see. Let's just say that.
All right. Now, Brad, is there anything that we haven't covered that Exemius is, potentially looking at doing or potentially will be doing in the future?
In the future, Exemia Sports is actually looking at possibly even hosting a tournament. I have actually been in talks with a person, most don't know who he is. They may remember him, may not. After the championship gaming series closed down, there was an individual who was going to make a new league. His name was Michael Winchester. I don't know if anybody remembers him.
Nope.
Michael Winchester wanted to create a tournament, a humongous Counter-Strike tournament. He was working alongside guys like Rambo and all kinds of stuff. Well, apparently there was some bad deal that went down, and Michael dropped out. So couple weeks ago, he contacts me and says, Brad, you got some gaming ties, right? And I